Hello, my name is Tom Cooley, and today I'm going to go over the pricing that we offer to physical therapy private practices, along with how to perform a competitive review against your current merchant services provider. So, just to recap, our pricing schedule is outlined here at gocloverconnect.com. And we do offer the lowest rates in the industry. We see merchant statements from other physical therapy private practices every single day. And so I want to discuss this pricing with you really quickly, just so you understand exactly how it works, and then compare that against what you might be paying. So the way this fee structure works is really simple, really straightforward. It's a two-tiered structure. So these are the only fees you're going to see on your merchant statement. And it's going to fall into one of two different categories. The first category is going to be for swiped debit cards, HSA, FSA, or consumer credit cards. When I say swiped, I mean swipe, tap, dipped, card being present, and electronic authorization given. The fee you'll pay for those transactions is simply 1.7% plus 20 cents per transaction. For all other card types, which would include manually entering the credit card, that means either by typing the credit card number either in CardPoint or directly within the prompt application, or using the cart stored profile. Plus, when you send those email statements from Prompt and you're getting paid online, plus any swiped rewards cards, corporate card, or foreign credit card, the fee you're going to pay is simply 2.7% plus 20 cents per transaction. Now, there is a 25% premium for American Express, so 1.95% plus 20 cents per transaction for swiped Amex cards, and 2.95% and 20 cents per transactions for anytime you manually enter and use a stored profile or patients are paying online with an American Express card, you'll see that rate. There's no other fees associated with the account, only a minimum monthly fee of $20. So that's not a fee, that's only a fixed minimum amount. So if you process $500 in transactions and your fees are, let's say, $14, then that minimum is only going to be $6. It's just rolled up to $20 even. So the fees you pay are offset against that minimum. The last piece to keep in mind is PCI compliance. That is a requirement with a merchant account with us. It simply just means that you're answering a questionnaire in regards to how you accept payments. I recorded a YouTube video that walks you through that PCI process step by step. So I make it really easy for you, but it is a requirement within the first 90 days of activating your account. Otherwise, you would see a PCI non-compliance fee of $29.95. So you want to make sure you take care of that. Now, in regards to the fee structure and how this applies to your specific transaction activity, I'm going to direct you to a current merchant statement of ours that has that pricing outlined on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just going to go through the pricing schedule so you can see what that looks like on a current statement of ours. You can see it's a two-tiered structure. It's just all the transactions that fall into that specific tier are billed that rate, and there's no other fees associated with the account, only the minimums. I'm sorry, only the per item fees and those two-tier structures. The total fees you can see that were billed for this month were $602.27. So your fee structure may be different. You may have different line items listed here. There may be multiple different tiers. There's a whole different range of ways that merchant service vendors price their merchants and display these fees to them, all of which are confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the easiest way to evaluate the pricing based on what a current merchant is paying with us. So this is the easiest way to review the pricing is to simply look at your total fees, $602.27 in this case, and divide it by the total processing volume. That's going to give you a percentage, which is the actual discount rate that you're paying for your specific transaction activity. So in this example, break out my calculator, take $602.27 and divide it by $21,243.37. That gives me an effective rate of 2.83%. Now, the effective rate is what you're actually paying for your merchant services. So that includes any per item charges, the multiple tiers, monthly fees, PCI non-compliance fees, anything that you're billed, you want to make sure you take that amount and divide it by your total amount of transaction activity. It's going to give you the real number that you're paying for your merchant services. If that number is going to be is higher than 2.83%, then you're going to be saving money. And you can calculate that by just taking the difference between what you're paying and 2.83% and multiply it times your total processing volume. For example, if you calculate your fees at 3.5%, you just take 3.5% and you subtract the 2.83%, which comes to 0.66%. You multiply that times 21,243.37, your total transaction activity. And the savings for this month would be $140.99. So this is a rough way, the best way for us to do a comparison. When I chose this merchant as a sample statement, I first reviewed their transaction activity, and I see that they're taking all card types. I also reviewed to make sure that I also reviewed how they're processing transactions, and I found this to be consistent with the ways that other physical therapy private practices are accepting payments. They have a credit card device in their practice, which they're taking card present transactions. They're also using stored profiles and sending email statements from Prompt. So this is a good representation of what the total fee structure looks with the standard pricing model, 2.83%. Compare that against what you're currently paying, and let me know how we stack up. Thanks again for listening. This is, again, Tom Cooley, and I'm looking forward to earning your business.